reason we opt to put Cream into our global marketing portal is because it's a pretty outstanding resource of stimulus and inspiration for our marketeers around the world of what communications innovation looks like. It's very practical, it's very searchable, it's got, pretty much every category is covered, pretty much every geography is covered. And what we liked about it, as well as all of that, is it's kind of, what do you call it, a white label solution. So effectively, we could take it and embed it into and make it part of a knowledge bank or knowledge resource that we're wanting to provide for our global marketeers around the world. So effectively, it was a really straightforward way of being able to provide people around our world with access to a whole bunch of things. The technical side of integrating this into our marketing portal is very straightforward. The team at Cream were very helpful. We put them together with our techies, and there were no issues with that. The process of getting people to use it and recognise what a high quality resource it is more difficult. And there are lots of stories of building portals and putting good stuff on there, and nobody really having time in their day job or inclination to go and plug into it. What we found was, when we first put it up there, was there were a small minority of people who used it extensively, and then the next tier out who used it occasionally, and probably the great majority who didn't really go there very often. But there are a couple of things that we've done that have made significant progress in changing that. The first of which is that we've got somebody inside our business who is a great advocate, the day-to-day advocate, and she's in fact the knowledge manager, so she runs the knowledge management side of the portal. And she every week sends out sources of inspiration emails which go to everybody who has access to the marketing portal, and she always picks out one of the new interesting case studies. And that's been pretty effective at getting people to just click through and say, actually, I want to see that. And once they're in there, then they have a look around and start to see other things, get used to it, get familiar with where it sits. The other thing that we've done is we did an analogue version, if you like, with a game that we developed with Charlie and the team at Cream, which was developing this game called Judge for Yourself, which was based on the Valencia judging process and the entries at Valencia, and we've run that 3 or 4 times now as a kind of a full day workshop. In fact, 5 times I think we've done it, and every time we do it, it goes down tremendously well. People get a heck of a lot out of it. It enables them to broaden their horizons in terms of techniques, in terms of categories, in terms of markets, and get exposed to a whole bunch of really good and interesting stuff in a way that's very easy to digest. And once they've done that, we then of course point them into the marketing portal, where there is a constantly updated source of inspiration. So that's been our experience, and I have to say it's a good experience. It's been great. The Cream website and product embedded into our knowledge section of the marketing portal. We've also worked with the Cream team, the C Squared team, I suppose, and in fact have taken their expertise in being able to assemble interesting case studies, and actually we've worked with them, and they are now producing for us a quarterly marketing electronic newsletter. We call it the Quencher, as a quenching the thirst for knowledge around SABMiller. And it references some of the case studies that are on Cream, but it's more of an internal electronic newsletter. But again, its objective is to try and create sharing, moving of knowledge around the business. And again, our experience of the team at Cream or C Squared who've helped us put it together has been pretty positive. They are practical, proactive. They've built something that is of a high standard, and the last one that went out, which was was February, you know, we actually got some spontaneous and very, very positive feedback from different parts of the world and different levels in the organisation, up to and including the chief exec, who actually made a point of sending a note back saying, I think this is extremely interesting, extremely well put together, congratulations, blah blah. So so yeah, that's perhaps an unknown part of what the C-squared team are able to do, and certainly we found that pretty helpful. The Cream resource myself, I mean, the thing I most like about it is it's easy to navigate. You find good stuff pretty quickly, pretty simply, and it's that, plus, if I'm honest, the weekly alerts where actually, you know, if the headlines are cleverly written, and I don't know whether they're written by Sunita, who's at our team, or written by one of the editorial group at Cream, but when it comes out as, you know, take a look at this, actually they're generally and genuinely interesting. So you can click into it, one click, you're in, you know, and they are, you know, either there is interesting video or well-written case studies. So I find it a very easy to use tool. But also beyond that, it's one on which you can then, if you want to research a particular topic, you want to look at a particular country, a particular category, a particular type of activity, again, you know, it organises itself to meet what it is that you're looking for. So I think it's to be commended.